I want to show you guys this commercial. They're trying to sell you a lifestyle of filmmaking using the new orange iPhone. And I felt like it was worth making this video because if I was working on this production, I would be afraid. And I'd be afraid for the following reason. What do you see going on here? I see a huge set of what appears to be a pirate ship. I see 1, 2, 9, 10, 11 people just in this frame. They've got this giant white diffusion built out on a truss, jacked up on some sort of hydraulic lift here. They got this crane system holding up the camera operator here who's suspended coming down onto the set. This is some expensive filmmaking. You have a huge budget to make a movie and you're filming it on the orange iPhone anyway. They want you to think this is cool, but I want you to be skeptical. What I'm wondering is, why is the budget being allocated in such a lopsided way? Why are they spending so much money on the set and being so cheap with the cameras? Here's another one. Look. They've got some serious art direction here. The spaceship, there's like sparks flying off it. They've even got the budget to have the iPhone camera on a boom. That is a complicated and expensive way to use the iPhone. I feel afraid for all these people. What happened to their budget after they built out this huge set in the spaceship that they're filming it on the iPhone still? That scares the shit out of me. If I was working on this production, I'd be terrified that I was ever going to get paid. Like, sure, we might have agreed upon my day rate, but I don't know if I'm ever actually going to get the check. That's what that signals to me. Are they serving lunch on this production? Where are they cutting corners? This movie may never see the light of day. They probably don't have the budget to do post-production on it. The new orange iPhone is amazing, and it's good for a lot of things. Shopping on Amazon, doom scrolling on Instagram, looking at Pornhub, paying your favorite creators on OnlyFans. But the question is the iPhone a good camera? Not to be too cynical, but I'm willing to bet that they know the new orange iPhone is not really capable of being that good of a tool for filmmaking, because otherwise at the end of this commercial they would surely have a disclaimer claiming that this commercial was shot on the new orange iPhone, and they don't claim that. They just say professionals filming under controlled conditions do not attempt. What I always tell people is that the 3 cameras on the back of the Pro iPhone are 3 small and cheap cameras. Not shitty, but cheap. Married to a state-of-the-art microprocessor like the world has never seen, encased in a waterproof, very robust housing. So effectively, this is a waterproof camera. They don't really want to encourage you to go drop this thing underwater, but I've tested it. You can just start filming, put this thing underwater, and it's an underwater camera. That's fucking awesome. Still works. Wow. You can get a replacement camera module for the iPhone 17 Pro for $108. Take that $108, divide that by 1, 2, 3 cameras. That comes out to about $36 per camera. So it's not accurate to say that these cameras are shitty. I think relative to how cheap they are, they're pretty nice. But these are 3 $36 cameras. When you marry these 3 cheap cameras with that state-of-the-art microprocessor, you can really do a lot of on-the-fly post-processing that really makes the colors pop out. It makes the blacks nice and black. And that processing at the other end of it can really, in a lot of cases, fool you, convince you that this is shot in a pretty nice camera. And if you're down to do some elaborate post-production, take whatever images these little cameras are spitting out and give you a very generous file. I was walking around in Brooklyn and I saw a guy with the new orange iPhone set up on a tripod with a SanDisk SSD dangling off of it. So I was like, I'm gonna go talk to that guy. And it turned out that that guy is visual effects artist Dylan Tate. What's your video gonna be about?
I'm doing like a documentary of VFX.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a VFX artist and I do a lot of VFX kind of around the city.
And he makes some very high production value vertical videos.
Guys, there's a freaking bear in Central Park right now. I don't know if you can see. Oh.
That's one Minecraft TNT behind me. And for every subscriber I get on this video, I'll be adding 1 TNT with your channel on it.
All right, so I got the new agreement. Anyway, happy birthday, Grimace. This one goes out to you. It's actually pretty.
I thought this was a really interesting use case. He wants the production value to look like it was shot in a phone, so it matches any of your algorithmic vertical video feed apps. Yet, he wants to do some elaborate special effects on it to set him apart from all the other dweebs out there. I love that.
So it uses a lot of storage. You can see I have a terabyte right here in Apple Log 2. It says I only have an hour, so
Have you filled it up at all yet?
I filled it up 20%. So this was empty when I first got it.
So a
And,
terabyte, you'll blow through a terabyte in like about 90 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, about 10 seconds is about 2 gigabytes.
Is it worth it? Now let me ask you this: is this your best camera, or?
No, actually, I have Sony A7 III.
So that probably has
So-
better optics, but this probably can give you a better file, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to more so just show that you don't need like a huge camera just to do everyday VFX. I'm kind of more showing the tools that are.
I mean, honestly, the files this thing spits out are probably excellent for VFX.
Yeah.
Right? They're probably way better than the Sony. It's not very compressed. It's probably not compressed at all.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, it's hard to have your optics actually be good if you're fitting those cameras into a very thin form factor. To have really good optics, you need more depth than like a centimeter or whatever this is. And you can see evidence of this. Just look at how these phones have been constructed over time. I forget which model. Yeah, this was the iPhone SE. But this was an iPhone 5, and then they upgraded the chip or something. This was my phone like 10 years ago or something. Rose gold, right? Classy. And there's no camera bump at all. Look where we've come since then. Once you factor in the camera bump on the new phone, it's like almost twice as thick as like the iPhone 5. And I don't want to be too cynical here. Like, they really have innovated as hard as possible to figure out how to get as much space to give these cameras as much depth as they can. The tetraprism camera, for the most part, the camera's sensor is directly behind the lens. And for this camera over here, the zoom camera, the sensor's like over here. They have a series of prisms to bounce the light around to get you even like a little bit more depth. They've been very, very clever about this because that is the path to giving it the best possible optics. These cameras are miraculously good relative to how cheap they are, but these are still 3 small, cheap cameras. Optically, there's no point in building out a huge set for a pirate ship, having your camera operator descend onto the set through an elaborate cable system. If you're only going to shoot it on the iPhone, there's no point. So in short, when people ask me, is the iPhone a good camera? Is this what I should be using to learn photography? I would say, if you really want to learn the technical side of photography, learn how all the different settings work on a camera, I would probably get a dedicated camera that's only function is to be a camera, not also Pornhub, Amazon, OnlyFans, LinkedIn, all the other distractions of a smartphone. Get a camera that only does the camera part. Hi, my name's Will Chilton. I'm a video producer based in New York, and you might notice that this is a very small YouTube channel. That's because for me, this is like my weird side hobby, when actually I have this whole other career that I really need to be focused on. So this channel is very small, but if you want to help it grow, you know what I'm going to say. Subscribing is a free thing you can do to make it look like more people are excited about this channel than they really are. It's also a vote of confidence to show me maybe I should spend more time making these videos rather than focusing on all the other things that are actually fighting for my attention. In all sincerity, I realize that YouTube is a vast ocean and my tiny channel is a very small part of it, and it's a miracle that you found your way here. I just want to say thank you so much for watching the Will Chilton YouTube channel. Goodbye.